The air in our house had shifted. I couldn't explain it, but the walls felt heavier lately, like they were holding back secrets. Ever since Amara moved in 2 months ago as our housemaid, something just didn't feel right. This wasn't the usual tension between a madam and her help now. This was deeper. A silence wrapped itself around the house, a quiet dread that made the hairs on my neck rise at night. Amara hardly spoke. She moved like a shadow, always keeping her head down. When I once offered her food at the dining table, she politely refused, and later ate alone in the kitchen, chewing so slowly it looked like every bite hurt. I'd chalked it up to shyness, but then I noticed other things. She limped occasionally, her shoulders hunched like she was hiding bruises beneath her clothes. One morning, as she mopped the floor, I asked her, "Are you okay?" She flinched like a startled animal and nodded quickly, avoiding my eyes. "Yes, Ma," I pressed. "You're limping. Did you fall?" She whispered, "No, Ma, I just twisted my ankle a little." Later that same day, I found blood-stained rags in the trash behind the kitchen. The stains were fresh. My heart thudded as an image flashed through my mind, limping, flinching, so pale. I tried to shake it off. Maybe it was her period, but the amount of blood seemed wrong. That night, my husband Ebuka tossed and turned beside me. Sweat glistened on his forehead, his body twitching like he was battling a nightmare. I gently placed my hand on his chest. "Ebuka," I whispered, "are you okay?" He jerked awake with a gasp, his eyes wild. After a moment, he said, "I'm fine, just a dream." I asked, "What kind of dream makes you sweat like this every night?" He just replied, "It's nothing, Kioma, go back to sleep." But I didn't sleep. I lay awake, feeling like I was lying beside a stranger. The next day, while arranging the guest room, I noticed the bed was slightly pulled away from the wall. Curious, I bent down and saw the corner of a book sticking out. I pulled it out, a small worn-out diary with a black leather cover. No name, just pages filled with handwriting. I flipped to a random page and my blood ran cold. It read, "He came again last night, drank from me again. My arm is sore. I feel weaker. I tried to run, but he locked the gate. I think he hears my thoughts." My hands trembled as I read another entry. He told me I belonged to him now. His eyes, they glowed red. I don't know what he is, but he's not human. I slammed the diary shut, my mind racing. Was this some horror story Amara was writing, or was it real? That evening, I watched Amara more closely. She was dragging herself around like a ghost, her skin pale, her lips cracked. She looked so much thinner. I walked up to her. "You can tell me if something's wrong," I said gently. "Is anyone hurting you?" She looked up, and for a second I saw fear in her eyes, a silent plea for help. But then she looked away. "No, Ma, I'm okay," but I knew she wasn't. That night, while Ebuka was out for a late meeting, I did something I never thought I would. I ordered a mini camera online and installed it the next day in the guest room where Amara sometimes slept, hiding it in a flower vase. I felt ashamed, but there were too many unanswered questions. 3 days passed with nothing unusual, just footage of Amara lying still, curled up like a broken doll. But on the fourth night, everything changed. I was in my bedroom, watching the live feed on my phone, when I saw the guest room door creak open at 2:33 a.m. My husband, Ibuka, stepped inside wearing only his boxers. He moved as if in a trance. Amara sat up slowly on the bed, her face pale, her expression blank. Ibuka knelt beside her without a word. Then, shockingly, she stretched out her arm, turning her wrist up. A long, fresh cut was there, red and glistening. I covered my mouth in horror as I watched Ibuka bend down and press his lips to the wound, drinking slowly, his eyes fluttering shut. When he looked up briefly, his eyes glowed an unnatural, burning red. My breath caught in my throat. Jesus Christ. On the screen, Amara trembled, but didn't pull away. Tears slid down her face, but she remained perfectly still. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Was this real? Was my husband some kind of monster? My heart thundered, my fingers slipped, and the phone fell from my hands, landing with a loud clatter. On the screen, Ibuka's head snapped up. His glowing eyes looked directly into the camera, straight at me, as if he could see through the lens. His lips curved into a slow, knowing smile, and then he stood up and walked toward the camera. He knew I was watching. What do you think Ibuka really is? Should Kiyoma confront him or run for her life? And is Amara just a victim, or is she hiding a dark secret of her own? Let me know your theories in the comments. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.